Head inside now and get the post-game comments. Manager Buck Showalter.
He was effective statistically, in the end game and giving us a chance to win. You knew runs were going to be at a premium with Hernandez out there. So, we had him at around 100 after 5, and that's, usually when we had a pretty big the inning that he threw a lot of pitches. Really, the key is the following inning that you don't let him slide back into, a short inning, and had a lot of good at bats. JJ had a clinic night at shortstop. It was pretty impressive.
There were a couple times where it looked like Tillman, his back was against the ropes, it seemed like, and he pitched out a couple times.
It's kind of like similar to the first outing that, Matty just didn't let him start throwing. He got a big out with a changeup with Kennedy, and changeup was a big pitch for him. And commanded his fastball just enough to keep it a factor with the hitters in their mind.
Buck, regarding Adam Jones, in your managerial career, have you ever had a player seeming to be elevating his game the way he is right now?
Yes.
Care to mention who it was?
You left me way too big an opening there. No, I was kidding his mom tonight. Would like to see if she wants to stay a little while longer, like 4 more months, but she I'd like to think it's a lot more than that, but he's certainly been on top of his game here lately, and it seems like he's kind of calmed some things down and let the game come to him a little bit and trust his abilities more.
Look, I'm sure that both Adam and Chris will probably say that going against the Seattle Mariners is like going against any other team for them.
I think he just said that. I was walking out here, and I usually don't listen to that, but my son had it on in my office, and he was asked that question. He gave a real good answer.
But do you think there's a little bit more motivation for these guys to show that?
I think I'll take his line. I think after a couple of years or whatever it's been, I don't think it's as much a factor as it might have been in a 22-year-old guy coming over. I think he understands a little bit more the big picture, and I think Chris was just trying to be effective and stay in the mix, and he realized how important the start was for not only for the team tonight to be able to get deep in the game. At least I hope he realizes that. We certainly weren't going to talk to him about it.
There's been a lot of talk this year about the approach on offense and stuff. How pleased were you with the quality of at-bats against Hernandez?
That's a great point. There were a lot of quality at-bats, and they may not always show up with a base hit, but trying to not let him he gets so many outs with the slider that leaves the zone. We didn't let him get too many of those tonight, and I think I don't know if people miss it anymore, but he's such a total pitcher. This is fastball, slider, curveball, changeup, and talking to Rick in the advanced meeting about the approach you have to have with these guys. It's a very fine margin of error. He's pretty special.
When he was successful, he struck out 2, Guerrero and Scott. They had to be combined for like 17 or 18 pitches in those 2 strikeouts.
Not many pitchers make a living out of getting you out in the strike zone. They make the ball appear as a hittable pitch and it leave the zone. But he's one of those guys that can get you out in the strike zone. But when he does, try to take you out of it, you can't let him. And that's a lot easier to say than do, believe me. He's been doing it for quite a while at a young age.
You'd mentioned JJ, but obviously he's provided you a spark both offensively and defensively. But today, 2 tremendous plays defensively. How much does he give it?
Well, not that we forgot it. And let's face it, we're still in that stage where, we think we got an idea about JJ, but, he's just, he's got a true arm. He cares about defense. And I think not that Robert or Izzy didn't play well in his absence, but I think that's something that, he brings that every club's in need of.
Okay. You talked about needing innings, obviously, out of the starting pitching. I think it was 2nd and 3rd there. Were you going batter to batter with Tillman in the 6th there?
Yes and no. If he was holding his stuff in his command, and there were some ground ball base hits, like for instance off Birkin, and there weren't really better options health-wise, physically, out there either. So he had a pretty long leash tonight. I don't think he realized just how long it was going to be, especially in the second or third inning. And we're in one of those rare times where you really can't. It's going to be tough to protect a young pitcher tonight.
Thanks.